Hello, I'm going to be giving you my 2 cents worth on how to make better Christian YouTube videos. Now, obviously, I'm not the guy to come to if you're wanting to get a big channel and, get a lot of views, because obviously I don't know how to do that. But this is just my opinion on things that I learned, because I used to do YouTube a couple of years ago on a different channel, and I think I've improved my channel a little bit. So here's the things that I learned. I learned that if you're not somebody who is well known on YouTube, people don't really know who you are, or not many people know you, you're better off making short videos. Because the thing is, when I'm scrolling and I see somebody's uploaded a new video that's like an hour and a half, I usually think, I don't think I have an hour and a half to give to this. But if you see somebody uploads a video, it's like 5 or 10 minutes, you're like, okay, I've got 5 or 10 minutes to spare. Because according to the analytics, when I'm looking at the analytics, it actually says people X off my videos after a minute and a half. So if you don't give them something in that first minute and a half, they didn't hear anything. And of course, we as Christians shouldn't be caring about getting views and things like that for worldly reasons, but the reason why we do want people to watch our videos is because if we're sharing the gospel in it, it might help somebody get saved. So that's the only reason to care about it. So if you make shorter videos, there's a better chance somebody will actually hear what you got to say, because a person who's not willing to give you an hour might give you 5 minutes. So I found for me 5 minutes was that perfect time frame. It gives me enough time to say what I want to say without letting it linger on too long. I felt like anything under 5 minutes was too short for me. Anything that went on too much longer was going to get X'd off of quickly, because I'm not a very entertaining person. And that brings us to the second point. Get to the point quickly. Whatever you're trying to say, just jump straight into the content. If you want to say hi or hey to your audience, that's good. But if you don't have a big audience, just jump into the content, because if you're an unknown person, that's what people is clicking for. If you have a bigger channel and people know who you are, it's different. But if you're just starting out, just get to the point quickly. Let's say you're making a video about abortions. Just go say hey and get right on with it. That way people hear some of your message. And that brings us to the third point. This is extremely important. Make sure what you speak in your videos is true. If it's a Bible teaching, try to hold to the doctrines of the Bible that are the best explained. Like there's some doctrines that you can make a biblical argument for, even though they're not accurate, because a lot of heresies are even taking a scripture out of context. But always try to align yourself with the doctrines that are the most biblical, like the ones that you can clearly see that this is not just one verse, but there's actually multiple verses that back this up. And if you do it like that, you'll most likely stand on the side of truth. But make sure what you're speaking is true. If you're going to make a video warning people, like stay away from somebody like Tyler Doka, for example, or something like that, I'm just giving him as an example because he's the one that I did. Always make sure when you are warning people stay away from this false teacher, make sure that you don't misrepresent them. Make sure you actually represent what they really said. Don't make a video saying somebody said something if they didn't really say it, because that would be, bearing false witness. So there's nothing wrong with saying stay away from this person, they're a false teacher. Just make sure you're not misrepresenting them. Always do your ministry with love and humility. Make sure people know that even if we're preaching harsh against sin, or we come off as, aggressive with our message, make sure people know the reason why we're doing this is because we love people. We're not just a bunch of hateful religious people, but there is love behind this. Love for God, love for morality, and love for people's souls. So we're not just barking at people. We actually care. We're not just trying to win an argument. We actually care about the cause. And then finally, I would say don't focus too much on views. Don't get caught up in the trap of oh man, this video only got 12 views and I usually get 50, so I'm not going to post this topic no more. No, but rather just focus on preaching what you feel called to do. Don't worry about if it gets, because some of the videos you do are going to get 500 views. Some of the videos you do are going to get 10 views. It's just the way it is. But let's not get caught up. The only reason to care about that is just because if nobody watches the video, then it fell on deaf ears. But at the same time, let's not get too worked up about, whether we get views or not. Because at the end of the day, like, being a big YouTuber is not all that important. God bless.